Hi, and today we are talking about the Lord being a stumbling block to many people. It's the 2nd Nephi chapter 18. Nephi is quoting Isaiah chapter 8 from the Old Testament, and Isaiah is talking about the kingdoms that were established at his time. In other words, the kingdom of Judah, the kingdom of Ephraim. Ephraim was also called the northern kingdom and contained 10 of the tribes. And he's saying that the Lord will be a stumbling block to both kingdoms, that they're both going to trip over their God, essentially. And while I think it's interesting that he makes that comment, there are many of us who also trip on our God. And so I'm going to read a couple of scriptures from Paul first to see what he says about stumbling blocks, and then we'll read the words from Nephi and Isaiah. Paul says in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verses 23 through 25, "But we preach Christ crucified, unto the Jews a stumbling block, and unto the Greeks foolishness. But unto them which are called, both Jews and Greeks, Christ, the power of God and the wisdom of God. Because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men." And so now we'll see what Nephi and Isaiah have to say. This is 2 Nephi chapter 18, verses 13 through 15. "Sanctify the Lord of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. He shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense to both houses of Israel, for a gin and a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken and be snared and be taken." It reminds me of a saying I heard many years ago, that you can't break the commandments, but you can break yourself against the commandments. And I think that's what these scriptures are saying, is that rather than trying to fight against God and in the process tripping and falling and destroying ourselves, let's give heed, let's listen to God, obey God, love God, and by so doing we will be blessed. Until next time, have your reading.